Welcome back, fam. That's G Chromosome.
And Allison Morris. And welcome to Limitless Talk.
And now it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow. Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is a heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley.
All right. Hey, hope y'all had a good weekend. Today is March 14th. I lost track of days real quick.
That's what it says on the calendar. The calendar says
March 14th. Yeah, we've been real busy. So thank y'all for joining us again. I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to the plug Miss Allison Morris.
Plug Mrs. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are talking to our special guests. We can bring them on in just a second. But our topic for tonight is parents just don't understand. And so this is just the whole series has been in response to the Judge Mathis appearance that was last month. And we just wanted to discuss a couple of things, that were brought up during the show. We didn't have enough time to discuss it in depth. So one of the things, actually the title of the episode is Too Passionate for Parenting. So I wanted to bring on some experts on the matter and the children of the expert, one of the child of the expert. So let's bring them on tonight. Yay!
Hello.
Give them a round of applause.
Right. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
My ladies. She's the third one, maybe. No, maybe. Yep. Maybe not. Go back. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. How are you doing?
Good. Good. Glad to be here.
Yay. All right. So we'll just go ahead and get started on our questions. So we have, first of all, Miss Alicia Knudsen. Did I say it correctly?
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Yeah, she is the host and she is a parent coach and tell us more about your channel and what you do on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Alicia Knudsen, as she says, and I am a parent coach specifically for parents of teens. I also work with foster parents who also foster teens. My business is called Real Talk Parent and Family Coaching. And I am on weekly on Facebook and Instagram giving parenting tips and just keeping it real with what we got to do as parents. I am a mom of 3 adult children, married 40 years, and my husband and I are foster parents, and specifically only teens.
Awesome. I love it. And we also have Miss Alicia Marie, which is the daughter of Miss Alicia. If you see the resemblance in the name and the resemblance in face. She is a director, everything, fashion designer. Give us a little bit about yourself as well.
Well, I am an actress, filmmaker, sewist, pretty much all things creative.
What? A sewist?
That's what I like to call it because I'm not like a seamstress or a tailor. I don't have professional experience. I just create art, artist and sewing at the sewist. It's 2 words. Come on. I am the firstborn child of Alicia, and her biggest success story to date, if I do say so myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. That's why we brought you on. I was like, okay, you have a parent coach. What about the children of the parent coach?
Right. We got to see the results, right?
There you go. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Miss Alicia, she's based out of California, and that's where you all are originally from. So it's a little bit more progressive. So have you had any difficulties like coaching any, and this is for Miss Alicia, have you had any difficulties coaching different areas? Because I know, like I said, California is kind of progressive. Have you had any difficulties speaking to other areas of the world, of the country?
Not really, because the challenge is the same. You know, teens do the same thing, parents go through the same thing. The only challenge that I typically see is basically with culture, not geographically, I guess, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
is mainly culture and having to adapt to different cultures and implementing things that work just across cultures.
Right. Awesome. So the advice that you give can be used basically across the board, but like you said, it is
Mhm.
a culture difference. Awesome. So how many years have you been coaching?
I have been coaching, this is 22, so about 18 years.
Wow.
And so I originally was certified as a life coach and then switched over to parent and teens. My nickname or is called the Teen Whisperer because I love teenagers and able to work. So I've been doing the parenting thing, I'm going to say, for about 15 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll kind of get back to that in just a second. So we want to talk a little bit more about about what happened on the show a little bit about single parenting and how to co-parent. So I know you had discussed with us previously that you went through like a divorce situation. Can you tell us more about that and how it affected your children?
Actually, I did not go divorce. I am a child of divorce.
Oh, a child of a divorce. Okay, well, share with us that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a situation where most people say don't divorce. Well, this needed to happen. And for me, its effect on me as a child, because I was a teenager, is just constantly listening to the bickering, constantly listening to the fighting, constant listening to them really focus on them. And I kind of felt like an outsider. I kind of felt like I'm just watching a nightmare, you know? And
Right.
that's so it wasn't the greatest feeling at all. Um, for me at that point, I was glad when they actually got a divorce because it was less stress on me.
Mm.
Um, I think if they had handled it in a more civil way, I think, I may have had some hard feelings or some sadness about the divorce, but because it was so, to me, I'm going to say now, self-centered as to them wanting to be heard over each other and kind of leaving me out. I was the youngest, so I was there for it all. My brothers, and then they all flew the nest already, but so I was the one home with all of it.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm never married for my family, so I don't really have that story to tell. But it's good to be able to come out. Most people need to hear the different stories so they can relate to them instead of just being one stereotypical thing.
Mhm.
You need to hear from the children. We rarely hear from the children of the couples that either were never married or get divorced. So that's a big thing to hear.
So it basically it evolved you into the parent that you are now. And so, like you said, you've been married over 30 years. And so I guess we'll shift over to Alicia. Like, how was it growing up with both parents in your household? And do you feel like it had an impact on your success?
Um, I mean, I really only know what it's like to have a two-parent household. And in my situation, I can only, again, like speak to my experience because I know that there are kids. I had friends who also had two-parent households, but their parents weren't active in their lives. So, I would say each person's experience is different. My parents were very active, both of them in the whole growing up situation. I kind of just wanted my space because they're just like always there. We had, daddy day, mommy day, family day. And it was just like, oh my gosh, can you just get away? Because I want to go hang out with my friends. I want to do this. But like every game they were at, it was a very like, I would say a very cohesive family unit. I didn't appreciate it at the time growing up because I know there's a lot of kids who would love to have a parent show up to their games and all that kind of stuff. And I honestly didn't appreciate it at the time because I was just so busy trying to live my life and be independent. But I will say that, my parents did instill a lot of values in me. I saw the relationship that I wanted to have,
Right.
as a married person, through them. So I would say that I would contribute, how they raised me, definitely part of, my success. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I like to see the generational curses being broken, and especially in one generation to the next. Because sometimes these generational curses, like we said in the first episode with with my sister Kimberly, it can repeat over and over and over again. And you guys have tackled it, and you guys have overcome it, and it's carrying over to the next generation. So kudos to you all for that. So we'll go to the what do you want to talk about?
Well,
Carlo?
nothing in particular. What made you? What made you want to actually be a parenting coach
Right.
or a life
Uh,
coach?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that question. Because get ready, because here I go.
Uh-oh.
Woo! No, I have always had a passion for teenagers, especially the ones that nobody else wants to deal with. The rowdy ones, all those typically gravitated towards me. And I worked with juvenile probation for a while, and I see the kids, and everybody's like, "Oh, the kids are this and the kids are that," and I was like, excuse me, it didn't start there. It started in the house. It started in the home. And so I transitioned to parent coaching in order to help the children because I would work with these kids, 5 days a week and I see progress. And then over the weekend, they go home and then they come back Monday and it was like 5 steps backwards. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get to the root and let's just start empowering these parents with tools to listen, to be empathetic, to be compassionate. So I really flipped over to parent coaching in order to be able to empower parents to develop a healthy relationship with their children. And so, like I said, it was teens are really, really my heart. The family is also my heart. And, we see the kids now and the family unit is sort of breaking down. I want to be part of building it back up.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you. Go ahead.
I want to say thank you for that because the very thing that you just said, most people don't want to deal with teenagers. So
Right.
they're basically the castaways. They think they're, already set in their ways and have a character. So it's a little bit harder to get to and fill a cup that's already full. So, I mean, you have to really work through all of the pain or whatever they went through about abandonment and things like that. So we really need more adults and foster parents and things like that to really take these children in and show them that there is a better way and that it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for that. Okay.
I myself, I I didn't know my father till I was 9. My character already developed, so I didn't really have a lot of precedent or examples except for television. I'm old enough to, Heathcliff Huxtable
Yeah,
was my daddy.
Cosby Show.
You know, that was my daddy, and the whole family was they were my family. Even though I did have a brother, a mother, and then and then extended families, but that yearning for that thing that you can't really grab a hold of, but it's a sense you get from that. So I did learn what a lot of things of how not to be. So I mean, I try to learn from what I can, but it is a hard situation when you don't have both parents uh, present, showing you and being the example in front of you instead of you reading it from other people. Yeah.
All right. So Miss Licia, you said there's two things that parents need to, I guess, do or be. Do you want to go into greater detail for that? Because it stood out to me when we talked about it.
Yes. So our role as a parent is twofold. One is to develop a healthy relationship with our kids. and 2, prepare for the future. So whatever we do with our kids, for our kids, should fall in one of those 2 categories. So that would go in between. So say we're talking about single parenting, right? That
Yes.
would be, is the relationship that I am having with my ex or soon to be ex, when my children watch, am I preparing them for the future, or am I building a healthy relationship? Because they're going to watch that, and it's either going to, they're going to copy it, or they're going to run far, far, far away from it, right? So
Right.
everything we think and do, or everything we behave, what we say, how we treat our kids, how we talk to our kids, how we talk to our partners, our spouse, our exes, our baby mama, baby daddy, all of that, our kids are watching. And we need to be mindful that when we're saying, doing, being, talking, whatever we're doing, are we preparing them for the future? And is this building a healthy relationship? Am I preparing them to be, vindictive, argumentative, all those things? Or am I preparing them for the future of being peaceful, of speaking up, but in a peaceful way?
Right.
Exactly.
Because our culture, we as a people, we definitely have a certain way that we bring our children up and how we discipline them and things like that. You can meet people from all over the country, and I've never met you before, but how in the world is my story exactly like yours when I'm talking about Big Mama, Paw, or whatever, when it comes to, the fear that came, everybody know about what happened when them lights come on at night. You better get your butt on that porch, If you don't, everybody know, a lot of people know about braiding switches and things like that. Oh my God, that's so terrible. Like, look, man, you have to survive through that thing, and yeah, we think a lot of people like to praise it right now in current time. Like, shoot, if I didn't get it, I probably would have ended up in jail or dead and blah, blah, blah. That may be, but the other child didn't need it. It actually pushed the other child to actually deal with their emotions. And now they're parents, and they think that they're supposed to do the same exact thing with their children. And that's not always the case. So, Miss Alicia, you got them braided switches.
Okay.
Did you get the switch?
Did you get those switches? Look.
I think we did have a switch. It was actually, he had a name, and his name was Mr. Rod.
Wow.
And
you got a name switch. Oh my gosh.
Prominent place of honor in the living room when I was growing up. And then I think they switched over to a wooden spoon. So yes.
Ooh, everybody know about the spoon. See, here we go. Yeah.
So I say I had an encounter or two with the rod correction. Yeah.
So were you in between like I want to get out of the butt whipping, or I'm going to get into the butt whipping, the rebelliousness? Which was more you?
Hey, I wasn't trying to get no butt whipping.
Right.
When I got to a certain age, they gave me a choice. It was like, you can get a butt whipping or you're grounded. And I would be like, and they'd be like, you can get a butt whipping or you're grounded for a week. I would take the week grounding. My brother would be like, whoop me and get it over with.
Yeah, get it over with. Look, we got games to play outside. Look, I don't, get this over with. Come on.
Week. Thank you very much.
She's tired from work and everything. You ain't got that much energy. You ain't fooling me. Come on, get this over with.
Yeah. No, but it was, I don't, at the time it was not, it wasn't obviously a fun experience, but I am one of those people who will say I'm grateful that my parents did discipline me, because I think it did contribute to the person that I am today. They treated us they treated us differently when it got to my sister, because I think me and my brother kind of got about the same, but when my sister was like, you're what? You're letting her do what? How come you ain't beat?
Hold up.
Right.
Same thing, I think, they kind of figured out, and again, each child has a different personality. My sister didn't respond to spankings. She would cry. And when she cried, she would throw up, and it was like this whole big old thing. You know, it was like they had to do other things for her. Like, hey, you can't watch any movies. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I think, like, you know, again, the first child is always the guinea pig. And um, it it is what it is. And you know, I'm not one of those people who will blame my parents for any of my problems, because I realized that at the end of the day, everything they did was because they loved me and they wanted me to be the best person I can be. And I never felt unsafe around my parents. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, oh Lord, even though, you know, when my mom be like, wait till your dad gets home, that just ruined my whole day. You know, I would say
psychological warfare. That's what that was.
Yeah.
do it now. No. Okay. But, you know, like I said, everything they did, you know, even when I was younger, I think I realized the fact that they weren't trying to hurt me or ruin my life or anything. They were literally just doing what they thought was best at the time. And, you know, and
You felt it was out of love and not hatred or anger.
right. You know, I'm not one of those people. Now, I'll tell my mom that it was her fault, but I only say that to her in a joking way, you know, I was like, you know, because I'm going to take responsibility for myself at a certain point, and I'm not going to blame my parents for how I turned out. Because at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. Am I going to let how they messed up, you know, guide my life, or am I going to take charge of my own life and do what I need to do to become the person I need to be?
Right.
So
That's
chime
my
in?
stance. Go ahead.
You know, as she said, as you know, the kids grew, you know, when I grew, I had more, and my eyes started getting open as to ways as a parent. Whereas with her, all I knew was the first thing you come out is with a switch, right? That's what I knew. And then as it grew on, I was like, hey, well, this child is different. But even with my last child, when she turned about, I don't know, 17, 18, somewhere in her teens, I read this book. It's called Parent as Coach, and it totally shifted the way I parented. And where it is not necessary to always have the heavy hand, the hard hand, again, because what am I teaching them? Am I teaching them how to problem solve? And the real thing about parenting is it takes time. Whooping is easy. Blah, 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 blah. Let me just whoop your tail. Pop, pop, pop. You know, and there's a difference between a pop in the head and a conversation about why you're getting a spanking.
Right.
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 They're two different things.
Right.
And so that's what I was learning over that time. And so my parenting became less disciplinary and more, let's see how we're going to let you figure this out for the rest of your life. And so there was a progression and a change, which is really hard in, I'm going to say, the Black community, because we've raised a certain way. My kids got it. Right. But there is a shift. And that's one of the things that I hope to do, is to really help the Black community. Not that we're bad, because look, we made it, y'all. We made it. Our parents, you know, we made it. Right. I would not back any whooping that I got, because I deserved every single one of them.
Yeah, you remember them all.
I can tell you where and when they took place. Okay.
Right.
But I think shifting to a I don't even know the name, not even a different mindset in disciplining. What am I doing? Am I teaching them how to prepare for the future? Am I establishing a relationship? And so if we start focusing our parenting towards those two things, that's just keeping it simple, we would begin to parent a little bit differently. I'm not saying I'm Black because I love being Black, everybody. Just want to say, I love being Black, and my grandma and my Uncle Boo and all them guys. So I'm
it's effective, you know, in moderation. Right. So we can check you out on Facebook Live on every Wednesday, and you check your time zone. But you also do actually coaching sessions, you know, because you are a professional. So we want to make sure that you are, you know, compensated as such. So people, how do they book a session with you and speak to you more in depth?
Yes, absolutely. On every Wednesday on Instagram, I'm live at 11 Pacific time. On Facebook, I am live every Wednesday, 11:30 Pacific time. If you go to Facebook, you can, to Real Talk Parent Coaching, you can message me there or email me at Alicia@LiciaKnudsen.com. And you can email me there. And be ready, because I'm going to be starting some group coaching, more webinars, videos, all the goodness that there is. So reach out to me. Oh, last thing, go to my website, aliciaknudsen.com, get my newsletter, sign up, send me a message, hey, and yeah, get my monthly newsletter.
You want to spell that? Because I don't think a lot of people are going to know how to spell that.
Come on, daughter. Come on, daughter.
Hold on. Let me help y'all out.
There we go.
We got it. We got it. For those who are watching, we got it on the screen.
And
for those who are not,
we'll share the link to your website as well.
Right.
After following the show. But I mean, that's something that's a stigma in itself, is actually talking to someone else. We tend to always think that these problems are just our family problems, but it's across the board. It's things that we need to talk about in every household. Even when you think that you have a healthy family, you still got maybe one or two. They're like, nope, I got something I need to say. And you won't know it till you're in that session. And you'll be like, whoa, what's going on? So we appreciate the diligence in continuing to do that. Yeah,
I want to say, how is it? So you are already there. You've been doing it for a while now. With the different cultures and the different people, Black people and everything. How are Black people receiving this new way of thinking as far as parenting versus other people who also listen?
It is a push. It's it's a little bit. I get some that are like, okay, I hear what you're saying. All right, I'm willing to try this, right? And then I get some that be like, he better go sit his tail right on down over there, because I'm gonna light him up. They're not trying to shift. But again, you have to get that revelation of, what am I doing? Is this going to build a healthy relationship? Is this going to prepare him for the future? Right? And so I get a mix. I get some that are like, okay, I can do that. And some are like, that sounds like another culture stuff.
I know what you want to say. That's code. For those who listen to code, that's code right there. I caught it.
We be like, it might work on
I know exactly what you just said without saying it. Yeah.
It might work on them, but it ain't gonna work on us. But the truth is, it will work across the board if you let it. If we change this, because I'm not getting rid of anybody's culture at all. Because I can do the same thing and still be Black and still bring my culture into it. It's just what's going on up here. So it's mixed, but they're trying.
Yeah. So at the last minute, we got like a minute, some seconds left. Miss Alicia, we mentioned that you are a filmmaker and all of this stuff. You have any information you would like people to know to get a hold of your product and maybe see some sort of I don't know,
preview?
Yeah. Of course I do. We are in post-production for a feature film called Zombies, Zombeez, which also stars Mr. G Chromosome here.
What I'm saying.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Zombies the Movie, and also on YouTube, Zombies the Movie as well.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, I want to thank y'all for coming on here. And those who are listening, if you want to hear more of this, even if you may be scared to go over there and talk to Miss Alicia, you might be a little scared.
Don't be scared.
If you want us to come back on and bring back on here, we will bring them, because
it's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can't get it in a short period of time. Well, anything else?
No, just make sure everybody joins us next week. We're going to be speaking to an attorney, a lawyer. She's a family law. She's talking about child support and family custody and all this good stuff. So, yeah, we're keeping it deep right now.
Right.
Keeping it deep. But thank you, ladies, for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
And we wish you all much success. Love you guys, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Allison Morris, and I want to invite you to tune in to the Limitless Talk right here on Real Women Radio. You can tune in every Monday at 5:30 p.m. for the Limitless Talk, a new segment on Q Lala's Doing the Most with Q Lala.
Now, this is a limited series, and IG Chromosome will be joining the discussion. We'll cover different topics that are definitely needed to be chewed and digested to the bone. Find out more next Monday, February 21st at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.